just like we were talking about earlier at lunch, you can feel the country's mindset changing in whole, the citizens. Do you find that in the political world too?
Well, I don't think in politics and in government change ever comes quickly, and unfortunately, and even when you have big elections where a lot of incumbents get swept in or swept out of office, I should say, you find out once you're there that there's entrenched beliefs and bureaucracy that can take time to change. And just as you can't change the obesity epidemic overnight, we didn't get here overnight. And it's going to take a mindset of people, coming to realize that they've got to change their own lifestyle, to get healthier, eat right, have more physical activity in their life. These things don't happen overnight, and it's going to take a real mindset. But you're part of that. You're part of making that happen, and you're also part of making the economic development side happen. People who are doing a lot better financially and economically, and then themselves, they're able to be in a better position to take care of their own children and pay their own bills and that sort of thing. So as I said before, it really is a win for the whole community, and it's just going to take. I think we're moving in the right direction, but we've got to, I think, get a bigger, wider point of view on this across the state. That a realization that we're going to have to change our lifestyle, and we're also going to have to pull ourselves up, because it's not going to be the government or the big corporations that are going to save us on either side. It's going to be people with motivation and drive, who are going to work hard and pull themselves up.
Right. So really, it's interesting because when it comes down to it, what we preach is each individual person that begins with himself, right? Yeah. So you can't change your friends and family anyways unless you start with yourself. So for someone like you to do that for yourself is huge. Mm-hmm. So really, we're just talking about networking. Not necessarily network marketing, but just networking, and that's what we do for a living. And if you can keep it at that, if you can keep it at just sharing with others the goodness of these products, and sure, on occasion, finances too, and leave out the mess around it that we've been, in a sense, brainwashed to think needs to exist, then it can be an easier and faster journey to the goal or destination. So what I learned today was just be you. Share it with people, and you never know what's going to come of it, because today I'm standing in the state Senate with Senator Jimmy Stewart. What a day.
Hey, hope you enjoyed yourself, and keep me posted with everything you guys are into, and good luck to you.
All right, well, I got one last question. I know you're busy. If I had other people involved in the company, other distributors, because they're inspired by what we're doing,
right?
That needed some advice on how to approach one of their state senators or someone else involved in politics, what would you say?
I'd say just be direct and honest and forthcoming, and don't be afraid. Most of us, I think, try to listen more than what we do, than what we talk, and I think if you just reach out and be forthcoming about what you're doing and ask for some advice, I think they could help you. Most of us know our districts pretty well, and I'm sure a lot of people would like to hear from folks who are trying to, help health and wellness as well as do some economic development in their districts. So I'm sure most people would be very open to that.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, so no trouble.
I will. I will, and if I get, I'll call you if I get in trouble. Thanks.
Right, we'll see you.
I had a chance today to read all these letters from soldiers at war, many wars from years ago to now, and I found one that really touched me. For me personally, I'll never know how this person felt, but I could somewhat relate to it, and it basically says, "Dear Marge, you stated you had a good idea where I was or am. You haven't. I think I know where you think I am. I'm not. I could give you 10 guesses, and I'll bet you couldn't come within 1,000 miles of it. Anyway, you needn't worry, as I am in a much safer and better place than you thought I was. Perhaps soon I can tell you just where I am. Even after I tell you, you probably won't know where I'm located. Love, Joe." to me, it's a pretty powerful letter because I'll never know what this person felt like being at war, but sometimes we all kind of go to war ourselves, I think. And 2 years ago, I didn't know where I was. I couldn't call my younger brother and tell him what I was going to be doing or where I was up here. So this struck home for me. Because 2 years ago, I didn't know where I was, and 2 years later, I have an opportunity to read this and reflect back on where I come from. And that I just spent over an hour in the state senate with a state senator who respects me for what I do, who praised me for what I'm doing. And when it comes down to it, it's sheer choice. Sheer choice of how you live your day, what you do with your day. It's not even 3 o'clock yet. And I've checked my emails. I took my time getting up. I woke up my brother who's just moved in with me, who's starting on his own now. I went from there to a meeting with 2 men from another country that now live here and need help bettering their business. And we're gonna do that. To a meeting with a homeless man who wants his life changed and praises us for what we do. Geez, to a lunch with a state senator, into the state senate house, to this mural, to leave here and go meet with a former, big-time quarterback in this country that now has a different way of life than he least expected, but wants to work together so he can live a life of freedom. So we all find ourselves, I think, lost from time to time. And when you do, sometimes there's writing on the wall, right in front of you, that can inspire you to keep your head up and get it done. So live your life for you. Recap the day so far. Just have the courage to speak to people. Have that energy and people will follow you. So that's it for me. Signing off on this with Jeremy Gilchrist.